You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Y'all ready? Let's go. Nobody that was watching, I hope y'all ain't stressing out, because when we all get off the camera, we done forgot it.
Shit, I'm going to go eat. I'm about to go have dinner.
I heard somebody call me one night after the show. They was like, Lady J, are you okay? And I'm trying to think, what happened? And they were talking about the show because people were going on for the show. I had totally forgotten about it. I'm laying across the bed watching the movie. This is what this show is about. We just come on here, we have fun, we chop it up, we have fun. We can argue and fuss about what's going on in Memphis, New York, California, all these other places, but we got children, blood on the street. We had 2 babies shot over the weekend. Their mother just passed away. Where is the protest?
We're not going to have a protest about that. Because we don't see here's the thing.
How do you close the door? How do you close the door?
To you real quick. Baltimore is a city that has been broken down, but generation after generation after generation. We have allowed folks that look like us, that's supposed to be about our business, to treat us worse than other folks that don't look like us. We have gotten to the point where we are desensitized. We do not value you, me, the next door neighbor, or anybody else. That is why, follow me on this one. That is why we will have a protest for somebody else that got killed by an officer or by Mickey Mouse across the country before we have a protest about somebody right here, because the nigga right here don't matter.
Hey everybody, welcome to What Up Baltimore. My name is Dr. Lady J. Listen, y'all, we have another great show tonight. Let me make sure I turn the radio on because I forgot to do that on Saturday. But we have another great show tonight. We have people in here tonight who have loved ones who are incarcerated, and it has often been said that people who have loved ones that are incarcerated, they're doing time, with their loved ones. So we tonight I want to introduce some of the people we have on here.
Yeah,
and,
Lady J.
Yes,
I did talk to Regina. She just want to remain, if you don't mind, if she just want to listen to it. Her sister is incarcerated at the women's prison in Maryland.
Okay. All right. Let me do the introduction, and then we're going to go around and we'll get to everybody. So it's fine. But listen, do me a favor, everybody. Make sure that you share the video before we get started. That's what I've been doing. Like when the intro is going on, I'm sharing the videos. I'll be sharing, while we're talking, but help me out. Make sure you share, let everybody know that we're on. Before we get started, I want to say this. Now, if I have any friends out there who are dealing with any type of physical pain, I need y'all to call me, because I am now doing something that has just rejuvenated my entire body, and y'all, I feel really, really good. So if you are in pain, I'm wearing my heels and stuff now. So if you're in pain and you got some, joint pain and stuff going on like that, because as we get older, we have pain. So let me know, because I'm going to let you know what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to get started tonight. We got some people on here who are, as I said, they have family members who are behind the walls. And so if you've been with me the past few weeks, we've been doing shows about incarceration, ex-offenders, juvenile justice, because we're down in Annapolis once a week, sometimes twice a week. We're down there actually trying to get some laws passed that pertain to those who are incarcerated and those who have come out. And so this is why I've been doing this show. This is why I've been doing the What Up Baltimore show this way, because normally, we do a barrage of shows, but this is why I've been doing the show this way. So tonight we have Miss Leah Green, we have Dana, we have Regina, we have Miss Van Green, and we have Miss Linda Player on here. There may be some other people who come on, and y'all forgive us for being a little late, but this was a lot of their first time coming on. So, we got to be patient. Give everybody time to come in. They're not used to this. So, thank you for hanging in there with us. Now, I'm going to start up the top because this lady right here, I met Miss Leah probably it was about 2 years ago. I met her, and I was actually speaking at an event, and Miss Leah happened to be there, and we met at this event. And it seems like every time I go somewhere on the other side of town, county, I should say, the other side of the counties, I run into Miss Leah. And so I found out that Miss Leah knows a lot of people that I know. And so I invited her on tonight because y'all need to know who this woman is. This woman right here is amazing. So I'm going to ask her to introduce herself to everybody and tell everybody what it is that you do, Miss Leah.
Okay.
And let me say this about Miss Leah too. Miss Leah is 82, y'all. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. But go ahead, Miss Leah. Tell them what you're doing.
I love you, girl. I'm not paying you for that, girlfriend. But I thank you so much for inviting us and giving us an opportunity. And I can only hope and pray that we all understand what we have here. And we can't let it go to waste. Mm-hmm. This is our time. This is a time that I feel so good about. I'm excited. My name is Leah Green, and I'm the mother of a lifer. I wear two hats. I'm a mother of a lifer, and I'm also a president of a national organization. We are nationwide, 501c, is that it? Nonprofit. I've been a president for over 10 years. And my goal and passion is lifers issues, Department of Correction here in Maryland. I learned through the parole process through the capital of Maryland is Annapolis, where all decisions are made. I had to go in and learn, like most of us some of us never even been to Annapolis. I'm urging us to wake up, because we do have power, but the power comes from good information. It comes from teamwork. It comes from strength in numbers. We have to understand. So when I found myself in this place, I decided to when I first went out, I did not plan to be here, guys, in this arena, but I have a son behind the walls and I'm a mama. So when you say those words, I don't think I need to say anymore, because we know, and I think the world can agree with me, that it's not a parent on this planet that don't feel pain when their child is in pain. So I talk to women, mamas. I got a mama group. I got a family group. I even got a I got a young gal. Was a baby when her father was incarcerated. She just is strong. I'm hoping to bring all this to the table, because I discovered, and I don't mean to ramble, guys, but it's the truth. And I believe the truth will set you free. I believe that once you know something, you can take it to the next level. But trust and verify. We don't have the luxury to be loosey-goosey out here. We got to know what we're doing. It's right in front of us. We just have to do it and learn from each other. So I'm going to hope and pray that we come together as a team and understand at the end of the day, we have more in common than we do not common. Mm-hmm. So that's my dream. And LadyJ, I can't thank you enough. We've been passing each other, but I'm so impressed with your expertise. And we have it, guys. We don't have to go nowhere. We got what we need. We just have to utilize what we got. Right. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to hopefully grow with this. I want everybody. The jails are full of people, and we're not into this. I'm trying to be. we're in deep, deep trouble. And I just want us to understand that nobody, it's not a cakewalk. We're not celebrating. It's, it's not, it's just what it is.
Right.
But we have to understand to give everybody deserve a second chance. So that's where I'm at. I'm active in Annapolis. I'm building relationships up with policymakers. Incidentally, the ones can help us. So I don't want to waste a lot of time, honey, talking about who can help us. We make relationships, and I have seen people evolve. I really have. So you can't say what can't happen. We just have to treat people with respect, stay in our lane, and be respectful. And I do carry that real sacredly. We want to respect each other. We want to get a team and come together and go to that. And what you don't know, what I spend a lot of time with is legislation, how the bills work, how they operate in Annapolis, and above all else, know your legislator. Know who he is, because he works for you. He's you. And you need to tap him. Go, if you can get to Annapolis, we have a link that you can pull up and find out, put your address in, and you'll get everybody you need. You'll get your senator, you'll get your delegate, and let them know, I am your constituent. What are you doing for our community? So that's my goal. And I'm going to stop now.
And we're going to come back to you, Miss Leah. We're going to come back around.
Okay.
We have, oh man, I took the names down. That's why I didn't want to take the names down, because I knew I wasn't going to remember. Let's go. I'm going to jump down to Miss Van Green. Tell us who you are and tell us who your loved one is that is incarcerated.
Hello, everyone. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can.
I am Miss Van Green. I am the wife of Duryea Green. I am a firm fighter. I am a true fighter. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. He's been gone for 21. So I am connected with the People Power Assembly, an organization that's worldwide, nonprofit. We out there, boots on the ground. I am also connected with What Up Baltimore with Dr. J. I have been connected with a lot of connections that's trying to push like I am. I want to push with other organizations because it needs to be out there. The information needs to be out there. This is not a known thing to other people who feels like that being incarceration is something that we shouldn't talk about. We talk about many issues that's known every day, but we don't talk about something like this every day. This is something that when our loved ones go to prison, we go with them. So especially when it comes to being falsely convicted. So we want to keep fighting for other issues as such. We have people that's been in prison for 50 and 40 years that needs to come home. People that's been incarceration for so long that they need to come out of there because sickness and illnesses, and we fighting for them. We want them to know that they are not left alone or not being thought about or in there just because someone with a black gown on say, hey, you getting this time and that's it and that's all. But we want to continue to fight. I'm going to fight for them.
Right. Okay. And so we have Miss Linda Player. Can you hear me, Miss Linda?
Yes, I can hear you all.
Okay, Miss Linda, tell us about you and who and your family member I'm getting it wrong. Tell us about you and your family member that's incarcerated.
I have a son that's incarcerated and he's a lifer.
Okay.
His name is Delmont Player.
Okay. All right. And you're his mother?
I'm his mother, yes.
Okay. Okay. So we have Miss Player. Her son is incarcerated for life. And then I think we have Miss Dana up here. Miss Dana, tell us who you are and what family member do you have that's incarcerated? Let's see if we can't hear her.
Hi, my name is Dana. I have a son that's incarcerated.
Okay. So, ladies, tonight, what I really want to have the discussion about, because all of you are mothers, except of children who are incarcerated. Well, I should say men who are incarcerated, except Van, her husband is incarcerated. But we want to have the discussion tonight about how it feels to have your loved one behind the wall and you can't really get to them when you want to. You everything is on their time, on the prison time. And I want to start with Miss Leah because Miss Leah's son is a lifer, and I want to also get Miss Linda Player in here as well because her son is a lifer, and I want to find out how you ladies feel knowing that your sons have been given a life sentence, and there's possibility you will not see them again on this side to be at home and enjoy life with you.
Anybody. And I have to be honest with you, a lot of times if tragedy hadn't hit you, you probably wouldn't be sitting here. That's unfortunate. But I had to learn and figure a way. That's my child, no matter what. And every time something tragic happened, I always think of that mama because I don't care how you cut it, I don't care how you do it. Mamas, it's painful. So, like I said, it's not a victory lap, but it is something that you have to do. Mama's there when everybody else is gone. So my biggest thing and saving grace is that I had to figure out what's going on here. I could not believe when I first started that the system was so broken. You had people walking on water, and I was shocked. I go to Annapolis. I didn't open my mouth. I sit in the back and try to learn all I can learn. I didn't know anything about how important it was for policies. I didn't understand the prison system being big business. So once I learned something and make sure I know what I'm talking about, trust and verify, I start working it. And that's when they asked me to be, I didn't even feel I was qualified to be nothing. I just wanted to help my son. I started out. But then I learned all of them are my son. All of them are human beings. And to understand, and it's so much I can go on. I'm just hoping this is the beginning and the enlightenment for all of us to educate. I've got information. All of us can bring something to this table to educate us. But we have to start, and because I really truly believe that many of our problems is lack of knowledge. We don't understand what's going on. So
But
once you
let
understand, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I was going to say, let me ask you this. So,
Yes.
I know your son has been incarcerated for quite
28 years. We're on our 28th year.
Right. And does it get, I don't want to say easier, but are you able to handle it a little better now than you were when it first happened? Or do you still feel that same?
Well, I discovered because and I think Linda Player can requested it. These guys that have been, now mind you now, when you in jail, you in a cell, you are blocked in. I mean, and I'm amazed. I am literally, I can't even, I'm so, to be able to go through what they have to go through and can still talk to you and relate to you. I'm honored to talk to most of them. They're wonderful. Look, it's more humanity back in the wall, behind the walls, and it's out here in the street. It's hard to believe that. So no, it's a bittersweet journey here. I sometime, and I heard so many times because I used to go in, volunteer, go in. I heard so many times. They call me Mama Green right now, and it's an honor. But they say if it wasn't for the jail, I wouldn't be here. I've heard that so many times. Remorseful of how they brought, and that's and that's another issue I have with we're victims too. The victims have a powerful lobbyist, and it's so one-sided. So I try to balance if it's possible. It's a slippery slope, but we're all in pain. These tragedies that hit families affect both sides.
Yeah.
I've learned. It's pain on both sides. It's just families have been literally destroyed on both sides. So I just think if we continue to talk and relate to each other and understand at the end of the day, we got more in common than we have not.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you guys, I've seen it happen. The worst kind of people have evolved. I didn't know that. So let us come together and talk about it. It's a conversation worth having.
Okay, now let me read this comment. This is wow. This is from Monet. She says, "I'm the daughter of Van Green, and y'all, Van is the one that's here whose husband was falsely accused and is still in prison." She says, "I'm the daughter of Van Green. I miss my dad so much. I was a child when the police repeatedly and wrongfully terrorized my mom and dad. I'm 28 years old now. Until this day, I'm terrified of the police." So, um, Van, when you hear that from your daughter and you hear your daughter saying that, how does that make you feel? Because I know being a mom, you carrying the weight of your children, now your grandchildren, and you have your husband. Everybody wants to home. How does that make you feel?
Broken, worried. She sees me fighting every day. We sit down, we talk, and she always tells me about her coming up because my husband is not her biological dad, but he raised her, took her to school when she was 3. That's when we met. We've been together for 24 years, and she loves him unconditionally. But I have a son. My oldest son is locked up. He's with the feds, but he's on his way home. They always talk about the encouragements that he shared with them to be encouraged. And so when him and I are on the phone talking, she talks to him and she always asks me, "Ma, how do you do it? How do you hold so much weight and you get up and you still do what you do, your due diligence every day?" I just told her I'm strong. Went through the sickness, couldn't walk, talk, understand. But all I knew was I kept counting on God for me to bring me through this. And once he did that, and I gotten better enough for me to get educated about, I know nothing about the law, but I came connected. But I feel a lot of pain at some point because I want him home like tomorrow. But going through all of this, the channels and the steps and hearing him talk, and we have conversations about putting information out there. This is what I need for things to be put out there, things to be said. So as he talked, and I could visualize me pushing so hard, saying, "I don't want him to die in here. I don't want him to keep getting sick." And he's calling home and telling me, "I'm sick. They're not doing this and they're not doing that," and it frustrates me to the point where I want to go in the jail. I'm angry. I'm angry every day. And that makes me push. It makes me push harder. Doc, you see my everyday motions, the talks we have, the understanding where I'm trying to get, and not just my husband, it's my son. I worry about all of that because it's firsthand seeing it versus acknowledging it. I have to learn the ins and outs and the odds about things. So I want to be more careful because talking about it just made me feel like I want to break down, but I'm strong. I'm just holding on for my husband. I'm holding on for my children. But the more and more I talk about it, the more I interact, the more that I'm getting to know everybody, like on this platform, I am learning the outs of the laws. What do you do? How do you do it? How do you maintain? What is it that I need to put out there? What am I asking for? And so forth. But it just wearies me because when my daughter gets pulled over by the police, she's panicking because she's thinking about her dad. She's thinking about that night that it happened. She's thinking about their coming in. She's thinking about all of these things. And I have to be there for her. And it's not easy, so.
Wow. We that has to be a lot. That has to be a lot. And we're going to come back. I want to revisit something that you said, but I'm going to try to get to the other ladies. And this play, before I go, Van, how old is your husband now?
My husband is 57. He's about to be 58, May the 31st.
Wow. Okay. And he's been in how long?
21.
21 years for a crime he didn't commit. Wow. Okay, Miss Player. Now
Yes.
you have a son who is incarcerated. Can you, we're having a discussion asking, how does it make you feel having a son that's incarcerated that you can't hug and you can't touch and that you can't be around when you want to? How has that journey been for you?
It's not a good feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not a talk person that just be within my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I miss my son, even though I come to see him as much as possible. But he was 24, and he's been there. He's been there for 24 years.
How old was he when he went in?
17.
Wow. Now that's something that we've been fighting for. When he went in, did he have to go into an adult prison?
Yes.
Wow. That's
Yes.
something that we've been fighting for, that juveniles are not put into adult prisons, and you leave them there, And we had Gordon on here last week. It happened to him being his 15, I believe, and coming out at 58. So yeah, that's wow, that's a long time. And so how often are you able to talk to your son?
I talk to him as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
If not every day, he get a chance to get through to me.
Mm-hmm. Are you able to visit him?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I'm able to visit him.
That's good. And how are you coping with it? How do you cope with all of that going on?
As much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Cope with it.
Okay. We're going to come back around. Let's go to Miss Dana. Your son is incarcerated. And so we're asking the question, how are you coping with it? Because the purpose of this show is to let other people know, other families know that you're not alone. And there are a lot more people than are on the screen that are going through the same exact thing, like Miss Leah said, the same thing. Mm-hmm. And we have to start, everybody has to start coming together to support each other. So you don't feel like you're alone in this. So Miss Dana, how has it been for you?
Well, for me, I would say at the beginning it was a little rough because I heard you ask that question. Does it get easy? You were starting to ask that, but I guess you stopped.
Mm-hmm.
Beginning it was a little rough.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was new to me, so
right.
it was very hard. It was different. He was young, and I'm a mother, so I'm a protector, and it was new for me. But
Mm-hmm.
as time went by, with prayer, and I have my husband, his dad is here. We have other children. It eased up because I always pray God for the strength. And as someone said, I think it was you, Miss Green, it's amazing. And I'm just so thankful for God that my son, he's never had a bad day. He will call this house. I can have a bad day. He never called home with a bad day. He has so much energy, and the way when he speaks to us or talk to us, he never shows weakness. And that bothered me for a while. But then my son know God, and he know who he belongs to, so I understood it. But as someone said earlier, I think it was Miss Leah, those guys that's behind the wall, I'm telling you, they're awesome. They're very supportive of each other. And I think that's why I believe in re-entry and second chances, because where my son is, they have these little pads that they use where they can call from the cell. So believe it or not, that helps, because he calls me 3 or 4 times a day. Okay.
Oh wow.
And they
Okay.
have Skype calls. So believe me, every time he get that 15 minutes Skype call, he's Skyping us or calling us. So that helps out a lot. That
Mm-hmm.
helps out a lot, and that relieves some of the issues where you want to see his face to make sure he's okay. Because even if somebody's talking on the phone, you don't know if what you can't see their face. But now
Mm-hmm.
that I can see his face and see him, God is taking very good care of him, and he's reserving him very well. But I just wanted to get more into a group and be around or talk to people that's in the situation that I'm in,
Mm-hmm.
because this is new to me and I don't have friends or people that's in this situation. So they don't even know how to don't even know how to really communicate with me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People,
Yes.
people don't want to ask, people don't want to mention anything to you, but I'm okay because he's okay. But
Mm-hmm.
still, I'm working, like Miss Leah say, I'm working and learning different people to send letters to for different changes, for different legislation and stuff. And so it makes you join things that you never had to join before.
Right. Right.
Because in my heart, a lot of these rules and regulations, I don't think we all would have agreed to them 20 or 10 years ago if we knew, but it's for everything. We get hurt because we don't know, and we get hurt because we don't vote, or we get hurt because we're not experiencing an issue right now, so we
Mm-hmm.
don't deal with it. We always want to get into something once it's affecting our life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And, but to be honest, Black people of color, we really need to get involved in the law, because it's really affecting. It's really affecting us.
Yes, ma'am. It is.
You
It
know what
is.
I
Right
mean?
about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not just saying that because of what we're going through, but I'm saying that because when we're not here anymore, the people behind us going to be going through something. And just think about it. Some of those laws that's on the book in Maryland are so old.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
It's-
Absolutely.
And when I read, I think someone sent me an email earlier, and they were talking about, I think it's the 551 bill or whatever bill it was.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about these bills, how, excuse my language, how in the hell would you re-entry someone back in the society with nowhere to live, no jobs? What do Maryland have to offer these people? And they're incarcerated for 10, 15, and 20 years. They in holding. They're
Mm-hmm.
not in anything where they being um um cared for,
Rehabilitated. Yeah.
rehabilitated, or anything like that. So
Mhm.
I'm so sorry, y'all. Y'all don't want to talk to me
Go ahead. No, that's what we on here for. Go
because
ahead. Mhm.
I'm full of it. I'm full of it, and I'm mad about it because
Mhm.
I didn't
Don't
have to
uh,
experience
can
these
we
things
dialogue
before.
here, Lady
Yeah,
J?
let her finish though. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
Go
mad
ahead.
because some things I just learned, like I learned about voir dire and all those type of things. And
Mm-hmm.
my thing is, if you sit there and you just see things being done wrong, and you and a lawyer or a judge and just let it happen and just take our babies off for 10 and 15 years, just destroying our families.
Mm-hmm.
And then like we talking about re-entry, what we talking about, what you call it, parole for what are they going to do with no jobs and nowhere to go?
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know I just feel the need that us as um black and brown people, we really need to be sitting up there in Annapolis fighting for our families, fighting for our lives,
Mm-hmm.
because they made some rules and they have some regulations going on that's destroyed us.
Mm-hmm. 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 And I thank you for your passion. Thank you for speaking up the way that you are speaking up, because there are a lot of families out here that are in the same situation that you all are in, but they are afraid to speak up. They are afraid to voice their opinion. And then, like you said, it's like a lonely walk, because they feel like they don't really have anybody that they can talk to without being judged. So thank you for speaking up, and thank all of you for coming on the screen and talking about it. Miss Player, were you trying to say something?
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you. Go ahead, Miss Green.
Oh my goodness, Dana, you're knocking the ball out the park.
I'm so,
And
I'm an
when
expert,
you
guys.
get, knowledge empowers you. Because I
Mm-hmm.
remember first going into Annapolis, you intimidated, you walking, you scared. But
Mm-hmm.
as you learn these people, these policymakers, and Lord knows when you know they work for you, you
Right.
empower yourself with good, what John Lewis say, good fight. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping this will be a beginning for all of us to come together. And when we go to Annapolis, know what we're talking about. Learn these laws, guys. Learn the legislative process. Learn, learn, learn. So I'm here to share what I know. But Lady J, she's gracious enough to give us a platform. I hope we understand what platform we got. This is awesome, guys. And
Yeah.
we can take this and take it to the next level. Dana, I'm looking to talk to, and Van, I'm looking to talk. We're going to do this. This
Yes,
is our time. This
yeah,
is our time.
because for one thing, with us as Black people, we kind of stand up for something, but we basically stand for nothing because we don't stick together and we don't continue to fight. Because
Mm-hmm.
you all know, some of those laws that they made are sickening. To put a 17-year-old kid in a facility with adults, for
Mm-hmm.
what?
Well, this is a tip of the iceberg, honey. And I'm going to leave. I know we've running out of time.
Yeah, go
But
ahead,
one
Miss
of the first things we need to understand is prisons is big business now. If
Mm-hmm.
anybody know what the Constitution, what is it, 13? It's big business now. So the slave labor, and that goes for all across the board. But once we understand, then we can work on it, and we can change overnight if we educate ourselves to how,
Mm-hmm.
strategically how.
Right. And it is a matter, like Miss Dana said, we have to learn how to come together. That's just
That's
something we
it.
don't
That's the key.
typically do, and until somebody said it, until it hits your family,
That's
then
it.
you run around and you want to find help and you want to know how you can get down to Annapolis and do this and do that. So this, what we're doing tonight, we're doing it as a preventive measure. Let's start now
Now.
trying to prevent some of these things from happening,
Mhm,
and that's
mhm,
going down to
mhm,
Annapolis to fight these
mhm,
bills.
mhm.
Um, I want to let me go real quickly and read these comments, because I like
Oh,
to keep them involved as well. So the white man says, "Can you put the information up for Maryland Cure?" Um, yes, we will put that information up. I definitely will. And then Miss Gwen says, "Yes, we do, but we have to organize and form a coalition to educate our communities. We need your support to make meaningful change." And Dwight says, "This is important. This is the importance of joining an organization. Knowledge is power, but the strength is in numbers and money. Follow the money on all the legislations." Dwight, you said it. You said it. You said
mhm.
it. Pay attention, everybody. And then Kimberly Walker says, "Good job. God is good." Um, Linda Brown, she says, "Thank you for sharing this." Thank you for joining us, Miss Linda. Thank you. And there was also, I wanted to put this up as well. Tomorrow, before I forget this, tomorrow, and thank you, Miss Gwen. Join us in Annapolis tomorrow. We leave, if you're in Baltimore, we leave from Montgomery Mall at 11 a.m. And the Maryland Justice Project is going to be testifying tomorrow. Now, the bill that they're going down tomorrow for is HB, that's the House Bill 532, Preventing Forced Pregnancy Act. And she said, "We need your presence." So you can actually go online, everybody. You can look up House Bill 532. and you'll be able to go under Annapolis legislature, and you'll be able to see all of these bills that are going on. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. It is so interesting to just go there and sit, even if it's not for the bill that you're going down there for. But it is amazing how much stuff is going on that I didn't even know about. And I'm always thinking I'm on top of stuff. But when you go in those rooms in the Senate and the House building and you sit and listen to those bills, you will be amazed, y'all, at some of the stuff that they're passing or they're trying to pass that's going to affect us. So make sure that you get a chance to go down.
Can we put the link out, Lady J? Can we put the link out to the General Assembly where they can look in that search bar and put the bill in? Everything that you want about a particular bill that interests you, because there's a whole lot of stuff going on. Find your place and put that bill in that box, that search box. It'll pull up everything you want to know and educate yourself. So when you go to Annapolis, you'll know more than the policymakers know. It works, guys. I'm telling you, we're gonna do this.
Yep. And so Van, you've been quiet for a minute. You're going down to Annapolis tomorrow, and so tell us. Thank you, Mr. Dwight. Here it is, right here, y'all. The Maryland General Assembly website is where you need to go. Thank you. Then we're going down to Annapolis tomorrow, and this will be your first time going with us. But I know you said sometimes like this is a lot, and I know you have your own sicknesses that you're going through right now. But how are you feeling about going down with everybody tomorrow?
Doc, I am excited. It's nothing that. So I want to say this. I am excited of going. It's something different for me outside of Baltimore. I am plugged in with the judges. I can see as the platform that Miss Lear was saying. I mean about the judges. They're putting in information inside the box. These codes are when I'm learning, because I go to, pulling up a lot of things when I don't know. To understand these numbers, to put the numbers with the meaning, I have to go to the library to understand what does these numbers, what is 5551, what is 270, like numbers like that, because they're throwing at me. Again, I'm learning these numbers. And I'm going to do what it takes to put forth in front of everything, to process it, to understand it more. And I want to add on to the other comment. I'm not sure your name. I don't want to mess your name up. The lady in the up right corner was speaking about her son. Yes. So a lot of what was going on when I was younger, when a lot of our loved ones and friends going to jail, all I knew was the police coming, putting handcuffs on you, going to jail. So I was angry to know, too young to understand why they going to jail, why they putting handcuffs on them, why they treat them like they animals. So I didn't know what fight mean back then when they were going to prison. All I knew was they went to prison, they got a bail. I had to learn about what that is, and they came back home. So today is what I'm focusing on, of fighting and getting them out of prison, because it's never too late to start something that you have a passion for, that you know what you have to do and what you got to do for these loved ones. Back then, we didn't have a leg to stand on to say, this is what we're going to do. We dared better not open our mouths and say anything, because the odds was always against us. What can we do right now is to fight. I can't worry about what happened back then, but I can do what's now, because now I understand it. We have loved ones in there. Even to today, if let's say that I didn't know about the law, or my husband, I didn't know the information about what I know now, but I'm always up for different things. It didn't take for my husband to be where he is, but it's in a place where now that I can understand it. The other thing is we fight for other things that bills are out there that's being solved, that's being taken care of. But this bill right here is a fight. that you can't give up, that you can't stop fighting for. Because everybody that goes to prison, I go on the news and see so many bad, derogative comments that just make me so upset, to the point that, you know what, I'm gonna take this comment and I'm gonna take it with strive, and it's gonna make me push even harder, because the news is not designed for us to get good news. So if they say, oh, this is a monster because of color our skin, we're gonna always be labeled, as I spoke earlier. So for us to fight, for us to keep pushing, we have to. This is a must. I'm up for learning. I'm going to learn, and this will not be the first time me going down to Annapolis. Unlike I go anywhere else, New York, anywhere else to fight for, in the counties to go fight for. You'd be surprised at how people come out. That's now they're speaking out more now about their loved ones, because back then we were ashamed to speak out. We couldn't speak out. We was embarrassing to speak out, because it's always my family better than yours, or we sit back and say, well, I'm not fighting for this person, or I don't see the cause and the reason to fight for this bill because they belong in prison. You did a crime, you're supposed to go to prison. But how do we know if the person did it if you're only going by word of mouth that's on news? So we want to keep on, continue to fight everyone on this platform and everyone that is off. I'm sure that everybody that's living has a loved one that's in prison.
True. Thank you.
That's true. And my passion came from, because I don't my immediate family, nobody has been incarcerated, but my passion came from when I was a kid. My uncle was sent to the federal penitentiary. And being a child, I really didn't know what that was about. I was probably maybe like 11 or something like that. But I remember being so sad because I love my uncles. And I was so sad that, we could only visit once a month and we couldn't really hug. And it just, from a child, I always had this passion of, I never want anybody to go through that feeling of, you can't, that's your loved one, and you can't show any type of, can't hug them, can't really kiss them, can't really do the stuff that you would normally do if you were at home. And then on top of that, we had to leave him there and drive from Pennsylvania, back to Maryland. So
how do you think he feel?
I know. And I know that it was painful for him, my grandmother, because that was her son. And I just watched everybody go through the pain, of having, and that's one person, but everybody feels the pain of that one person and that one person being away and what they're going through. So I want to ask you all this, because I have known people that it's affected them to the point of, their loved one being away. They've had nervous breakdowns. They've passed away. All kinds of illnesses have happened. How are you handling this emotionally and mentally? Are you going to therapy, getting counseling, or how are you getting through all of this?
Can I answer my? That's a wonderful question, and I'm from the old school. You let go, let God. You know how we all talk, but it is a moment in life that you need help. But believe it or not, what's happening right now is therapy. It's absolute therapy, because we are learning from each other. I want us to learn. And we bring to the table, guys, I don't know, we don't have to know everything. We just have to surround ourselves with people who know. And then you talk about a fight. I want to add a good fight to that, because we ain't out there fighting. If the 60s are gone, it's one of these. If you go out there think you're going to knock down doors, we don't have that power. We have to build the power up. And trust me, if we go down to Annapolis, I'm using hypothetically, 100 of us go down, family members, strong, know what we want, that empowers us. And guess what? It frightens them to death. It frightens them and I had to get a wake-up call, because we all want it. You got your husband, I got my son, but it's about all of us. We should make a us. I want to see more us out here. And that way, when we go in, they'll be looking at us. They don't know who you know, and especially the policymakers. I would be their best friend and their best enemy.
Okay. Now we have a question from the white man who says, can someone or each one of the ladies give one example of one important thing that's helped them the most? Was it an organization? Was it an agency? What was it that helped you to get through this the most? That's a great question.
The platform of What Up Baltimore, the People Power Assembly, and knowing by sitting back, educating ourselves. So the most important thing of that was getting connected. Platform of What Up Baltimore, the People Power Assembly, and knowing by sitting back, educating
Man, you got
ourselves. So the
feedback,
most
Ken.
important thing of that was getting connected. That's not me.
I don't know what that is. Does somebody have the radio?
Better mute your phone. Mute your phone.
Yeah, because somebody had something on in the background. Okay, go ahead, Van. Finish.
So getting connected with the People Power Assembly. Before then, I was lost, didn't know anything. Motions, going through so much and feeling like I wanted to break down. My legs was almost like to fall from underneath of me. Where do I go? Where do I start? And my husband would call home and be so frustrated with me because he's saying, you got to stay strong. He had more energy than me and keeping me powerful, keep me uplifted. So when I gotten connected with the People Power Assembly, I seen them on Facebook. I said, what is this? I always seen this white lady on here just in front of this camera, just fighting. I should say she is powerful. This white woman, I gotta meet her. So happened her number was like in my inbox. I said, wow. Got to call her and we talked. I met her. So after talking to her and getting in the organization of their boots on the ground, the purpose that they fight for, the cause that they stand for was amazing to me because I said, this is where I need to be. As time went on, I connected with Dr. J. And so it went from there to this. This is where I need to be. You can't put too many hands in a pot and expect to get a good meal out of it because it don't go like that. It's too many hands in a pot. Somebody ain't getting the right knowledge. Something is misunderstood. So me being on this platform, me being in the platform with the PPA and going to Annapolis is enough for me because now we're going to the big house. So when I say fight this man, I mean fight with everything in us because this is something that's not known. This is something that was unknown for many years. I have a young lady that I know of her, and her and I got to talking. And as we're talking, she knew my sister who passed away. I never met her face to face ever, but other than Facebook. She's on here right now, and we connected just by conversation, just by conversating with someone. You'd be surprised what information that you reach out to hear. So what's important by an organization, it's not so much of the organizations and the platform that we know, it's the people that we come connected with. Her name is Laura. I don't want to mess her name up. She's on here now. She's going through the same thing that we're going through.
What's her name?
Laura Dixon.
Her husband just came home, but she has a loved one that is 33 years old of age that's fighting life. I want to bring her on this platform because I want Doc to talk with her. I want Doc to I want her to be able to speak out, because she has a voice. She's not an echo. None of us on here are echoes. I have a voice. God darn it, you're going to hear what I got to say. So when I say fight, we fight at our best. I learned a different physical of fighting. I don't have to put hands on. I can, but I'm learning a different way of fighting. I can.
Be nice.
It's not pretty when I get upset. I'm trying to tell you, Miss Green, the concrete comes up. I don't want to do that no more. I want to fight with my voice.
Amen. And your knowledge. I don't know how many have testified in Annapolis. You got that round table and you go up there. I remember one year I was with Walter Lomax and I took 6 mamas up there, right? I don't know. We went up there as 6 mamas, took the oxygen out the room. And I had a commissioner come to me. He said, we put faces. That's what I'm learning. We put faces on this misery. I took pictures of our returning citizens, and they are citizens. That's another. Oh, I can tell you some story, but bring that to Annapolis, it's all over. It's all over, guys. I'm telling you. But you got to strategically get it right. We can't be in there loosey goosey because they don't want us in there no way. But they
Right.
cannot stop you from helping your loved ones. I do my Freedom of Information Act. I put that out there first. This is on, anybody can get it if we know how, but we just don't know.
Right.
Hey, well,
And
Miss
so
Green,
we're gonna,
don't tell people you don't know. No. If you don't know, you don't know. But you get the Lady D's of the world. I know more than Lady D with the lifers. She can ask me a question, but when I want something done with this kind of arena, I'm gonna come to her because we got it, guys. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just get the right people in place. It's all over. I'm
okay,
sorry.
we have a comment from YNS.
Sean.
Okay, so it says, I am the Behind the Wall Mentors founder, Sean Gardner's wife. What we need is all our people together. That's the first step. So is Sean incarcerated or?
Yes.
Oh, he is. Okay.
He's
Okay.
one of our soldiers.
He said, I am the Behind the Wall mentors founder. I got it. Sean founded Behind the Walls. Okay. So hopefully we'll be able to get Sean on. Miss Leah, is she with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? Yes. These are soldiers, guys. It's adjacent. I mean, we got these people, and we all and I'm in awe, and I know the people who got loved ones. You come out there, it's sadness, but they stronger than we are. You know, they in there in a cage, and we coming out here. I get so much strength from my boy. I said, man, and you know what I equated to? They got something we could never have. They have tapped something we don't know nothing about to survive what they go through. It's just something. And so yes, Sean is awesome. And I'll let them. I had Billy yesterday. They can tell you. We got the juice to work with. We just got to bring them to the table, take them to Annapolis. You can show them better than you can tell them.
Okay. And Miss Leah, remember you and I, well, we're not going to put it out there yet, but Miss Leah and I were talking about something that we're working on. So the guys and women, not just for men, but the men and women on the inside can have a voice on the outside. But you know, you can't put stuff out. You can't put stuff out real quick because people snatch your idea up and with it.
And it's good ideas. Don't misunderstand me. But sometimes you we have to learn how to work strategically. That's how damn for. We don't work, but guess what? The other folks know how to work it, honey.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
So we got to learn, we have to keep our mouths shut on certain things.
Yeah,
so
wait till it's time to.
We do have something coming up, and Miss Kianga, I hope I'm saying your name right.
I can't.
Get my number from Miss Leah Green, and then I can share with you what her and I were talking about because your husband is going to love this.
Well, oh man. Hey, and I gotta say this because she's on the phone. And Sean, did you know they get food fairs? They feed the hungry. Christmas time, those returning citizens inside the walls I'm so amazed. Buying bicycles for the kids. They take it, and they don't have no money.
Wow.
Don't tell me you get this thing together and take it in there with them policymakers. They got us thinking everybody, you know how they label. No, we can break all that up. They do some wonderful.
They do have money. Don't say they don't have money. They tax, they listen, they numbers, and they getting $10,000 or more for those guys and women to be in there.
When I say don't have the Van,
that's
when I
money.
Don't have the money, I'm talking about the inmates don't have the money to do
what I'm talking about. Yes, they do. The people who pay taxes for them, that's their money. So that's why they act as if they're sending them bikes and toys home. They paying for that. They don't have money like we get out here and work. They don't have money like that as if they're punching a clock. How much taxes do you think for one inmate that's in there? That's their money.
Wait a minute, because this is education. We'll get to the this is a start. You have to educate me because it's $50,000 per inmate the taxpayers pay for. And when I see these guys
to be in there, right?
yes.
And so they're paying for L loved ones to be in there. They got their getting I'm talking about the system.
Okay, right. But
they're paying for them to be in there.
The system
the
is
taxpayers, whoever the taxpayers are paying for them inmates. I hate to say that word. That's incarceration. If me and you go in there, and Doc is the one who paying for us to come inside it, for us to be in there, where do you think the money going there? They're not giving them nothing to send home. They already done paid for it. They already done paid for them bikes, the toys, the food, whatever they're sending home. That's what I'm saying to you. What do you think taxes is?
I do get what you're saying. I was confused at first, but
it's a conversation worth having. You got to bring that back to the table.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I do get it.
Yeah,
it's just coming back around. I get it. And so Miss Gwen said, she said that's what we will do: educate and organize our loved ones behind the walls because they deserve it. That's and right. Then Miss Leah was saying behind the wall mentors did a bike drive. Okay, this is Sean's wife. She said Miss Leah was saying behind the wall mentors did a bike drive and gave away 100 brand new bikes and back to school supplies and fed the homeless. Yeah. So listen, ladies, I appreciate you all coming on with me tonight. I really do. Tomorrow is going to be a big day. It's normally an all-day thing. So I want to say this to anybody who lives in Baltimore, the vicinity of Baltimore. If you would like to go to Annapolis tomorrow, we want you to come. We want you to come. There will be a van leaving tomorrow from Montgomery Mall. Montgomery Mall is right off of Liberty Road. I think everybody in Baltimore knows where it's at. The van will be leaving there at 11 a.m. It is limited seating, though. Okay, it is limited seating. So, or
first come, first serve.
Right. Or if you want to drive down, you can feel free to drive. And the reason I'm saying that is because we leave at 11. We normally go into the room around 1. Now, that does not mean that the bill that we're down there for is going to happen at 1 o'clock. We've been down there. We didn't come up until 6 o'clock because we're not the only one in there, presenting bills and testifying. There are a lot of people in there, coming with things that they want, that they have a passion for as well. So you have to wait, is what I'm saying. So if you have to go to work or you got to be back in town at a certain time, it would be better for you to drive yourself down there instead of taking the van, because we're not leaving until, the testimonies are over. The other thing is I would suggest that you either bring food with you, or if you want to buy food, there in the Senate building, there's a place to eat, and there's little places to eat in Annapolis, not that you can walk to, but I just want to make sure that everybody knows that, because we've had people to go down and they weren't aware. So I just want to put that out there so you know exactly what's going on. And I want to thank Ms. Gwen for giving this information. Tomorrow is House Bill 532, Preventing Forced Pregnancy Act. And so we need you to come down. And I promise you that once you come down and you sit in the room, there's going to be other bills that you hear, and you're going to be like, wow, oh my goodness, I did not know that. So come down to educate yourself. This is so important, everybody. Information. Miss Kathy Hughes says it all the time in her station. Information is power. Okay. And
meet your delegate. Go visit him and shake his hand and let him get to know your delegate, your personal delegate. Right.
Yes, you can do that. We walked around one day and we went up to one of the delegates' office, talked to them, Miss Gwen and I, and they took photos and everything. So it's a really nice experience. And here's the funny part, everybody. Y'all know this particular show, What Up Baltimore, I've been doing it for the past 4 years. And so on this show, it's normally just politicians coming on. So now down in Annapolis, I'm walking through, they like, hey, Lady J, because they're, down in Annapolis. So it's funny, that I'm actually down there now. So let's see, what is Mr. Dwight saying? Maryland General Assembly. Oh, okay, thank you. He's putting that up for everybody. This is where you can go to see what bills they're going to be talking about. Okay, Maryland General Assembly House.com. All right,
That's
Gov.
Did you say .gov, Miss?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it's .gov.
.gov. You're right. Miss Leah, before we go, I wanted to go back to your organization because I really want you to tell everybody what your organization is about. Tell us what it's called, Maryland Cure. Tell us what that means so everybody is informed about that.
Yes, ma'am. Well, Cure, the whole organization was developed in 1985 during all the upheaval 60s, during the 60s civil rights movement. Charlie Sullivan and Pauline Sullivan, he was a priest and she was a nun. I call them foul kids back in the day during all this going on. Through their efforts and their dreams, and they saw all of these negativity things going on, they got involved. The first thing they got involved with was they had put inmates, they made inmates into guards, which wasn't a good thing, the PAL thing. So he tells his story. It's a book out. He got a book out. But CURE stands for, I'm just representing Maryland CURE. We used to have, make sure y'all we have over 47 chapters throughout the United States. I'm Maryland CURE. We got New York CURE, Texas CURE. So it's every state. It can have you can open up a CURE chapter yourself in a state if you so desire. If the passion is there. However, I represent Maryland CURE, which is a nonprofit 501(c)(3). We're all legal. We don't have to be right. And my job is supposed to be doing things here in Maryland. Pennsylvania, each state has its own laws and all. We have to familiarize ourselves. But the point is, we're a big family. So I'm hoping to take this to the rest of the chapters because we don't know. And I keep saying that, I sound like a broken record, but I believe this. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm going to say that. Y'all going to hear that from me. But don't say that. No. Come on. I need help to learn what I need to do. And when I know something, Lady J knows something, Van, you know something, bring it to the table so we all can be on. I'm really a heavy advocate of us. And I say that because we need, I think Gwen and myself, we can share in the future about our experience in Atlanta, Georgia with the movement. It's a movement. And I'm going to pray hard that movement come here to Maryland. But it's going to take us to do it. I'm not going to sit around waiting for grants and stuff like that. We got good stock, guys. We can do anything we want to do. We just need an opportunity. So I'm going to say, I just, if I sell, I don't know, I just love us. We got a rich history. And we don't have to beg. We just need an opportunity to do what's what. Our loved ones coming home, they're going to need all the help they can get. And we will be discussing the Unger group. We got a group out here, over 300 lifers are walking the streets, guys. No problem. They got people coming out of the state to Maryland to find out what this Unger stuff is, because they had, what they do to lifers. Guys, y'all know what they do, but that's not true. And our job should be to crack all of that up. And I like John Lewis's Good Fight. It's a difference to me. And once you know, it's all over. And
how can someone be a part of Maryland Cure?
We join. I have a brochure, and it's all and we have meetings the first Saturday of every month. I am starting in 2023. We at the Waverly YMCA on 33rd Street at 10:30 to 12:30. Every first, and I be remiss because we have so much juice. And when you, this is my code word, God, let's use it. Juice me, that's something can help us. So we got a lot of juice out there. Ann Kurtz, she is fantastic with parole issues. If your loved one need that, get that packet. It's for us all. And I'm hoping that we all, and another thing I can say, community association, everywhere you turn, they meet, but ain't nobody talking about nothing. The jail's got thousands of us in there. That's a good start. Go to those community meetings, bring your juice with them, educate them what the bills are, who is your legislator. And I'm telling you guys, it worked. I've experienced it. But it's us that we have to do this. I want us to come together. I want a big table with all of it because we got to. That's the only way we're gonna make it. I can't go in there with my son by himself. Then you can't go with your husband by you. But guess what? You get 100 wives going in there. See what happens. It's a galvanized, and we got people know how to do that. So what's wrong with tapping them? Why would we don't have to be running around like this. All we have to do is tap the expertise that we already got with respect, stay in your lane and respect this coming through here. And I'm telling you guys, the session closed in April.
Right.
And so the crazy going to be, that's the time to get ready for the next set. But guess what? Everybody going to pack up and go home. You ain't going to see them no more till January. That got to stop. We got to educate because the policy makers put in to be a raid, to get a raid. They only work 90 days. They get $50,000 to work 90 days.
And we have to be boots on the ground, everybody. Boots on the ground and get down there and do your due diligence to, support and the other people that are coming down for these bills. Now, before we close, I want to say this, that let me see, do we have... So before we go, I just want to make an announcement that Van Green, you all see her at the bottom. Her husband is the one that's incarcerated. She's going to be starting a show next month. Van, you want to tell them a little bit about what your show is going to be about?
So yes, my shows is going to be about the wrongful conviction. It's going to be about the mental behavior. It's going to be about our children feeling alone. It's going to be about children lost their parents. How do they feel? How did it affect them? Schools. I got my hands on a lot. Of points that people don't touch bases on. They don't talk about it. We have many tables set up. It may be cancer, breast cancer, it may be homelessness and housing, but we don't have too many tables set up for wrongful conviction and helping hands of these children. They're lost, they're confused.
Hey Van,
all of those things.
Hey Van, if you're interested in real serious help, tap into these guys that's been in jail 50-some years and get them to get these young people. We got to embrace our young people. Our young guys are coming out, and I got them in my family. I call them my knuckleheads, but they still need, and these guys are coming out as men. And these boys, they look up to them, they respect them. They working in they working in school systems. And it was unheard of felons working for the school system.
I'm connected with the guys I spoke to. They called the 300 men. They are in school. So a lot of stuff that you're speaking about, I know about, but I'm still learning. So please, continue to educate me.
That's right. Tap into them and get them to get hold of it. I tell them, y'all try to get the worst you can find. And one by one, changed their mind, and it has happened. It's a wonderful thing to see somebody that didn't know they had a way to do nothing, and they needed a man in their life. And these guys are coming out strong. I'm so proud of them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, all means they are coming out and look, they need to get connected with them. The ones that want to get connected with them. Sometimes you got to be a little hard and tough, but when they feel like they know everything and they know what they know until they have to hit rock bottom, like they did. It's. I don't feel like it's too late.
It's never too late.
I don't even use that word. It's too late.
No.
A lot of people say it's too late for them. Let them go. They're too far gone. They're not too far gone. They're lost. They don't know. They're still trying to feel their way. It's and a lot of people say everybody deserves a second chance. Everybody deserves as many chances as God gives them.
That's right.
That's right. Well, ladies, listen. I want to ask you one last question before you go. Well, not a question, but I want to ask you to do something before we go. And that is, if you could speak to your loved one right now and just give them a message or something you like to say to them, I want to give you that opportunity right now. So we're going to start with Miss Leah.
Okay. I want my son and they all my sons, guys. They my boys. I want all my boys to know that we got this. All we want them to do is be ready to come out that door of freedom. And that's what was missing. See, they've been so disappointed in the past. We come and go. But I'm serious with this. I'm thinking of a business thing. And so I want my son, your son, anybody's got a son, come together and help them to get a life when they come out. So I want them all to know that we waking up. I feel like we're the line. How I feel like we are ready to make a difference. All us. Mm-hmm. And I want them to know that we're us out here will be helping them in there.
Okay.
And I think that'll change things because they don't know how hard we work out here, guys. Mm-hmm. We got to let them know I got to show them what's past. Some of them don't even know we got a new Secretary of Correction, and we can have appointments with this. This is juice, and let them. I just got a lot. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I want the boys to know that we working out here. We want you to work in there. Don't want no trouble. I don't want to read no newspaper, crazy stuff, because we're working too hard for you. I give them the mama talk. When I see something going on, I let them know. Stop it. I said, we're working too hard for you out here to be in there stupid. And they look at, we can do this, guys. Love them. We love our boys.
All right, Miss Dana.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah, you're okay. You're fine. Miss Dana, is she still there? Is she? Hold on. Let me see if she's still there.
I'm here.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes. So I was asking everybody. You have something going on in the background. You have to down. Yes.
Yeah.
So I was okay, you have to turn what's going on in the background. You got to turn that off.
Is somebody talking?
Miss Dana?
Yeah.
Let me turn what's going on in the background. You got to turn that off.
Is somebody talking? Oh, I heard somebody else talking. So it's my turn now?
Miss Dana.
Somebody got to turn
that's somebody else's background.
You got to turn it down a bit or something.
Oh, I heard somebody else talking. So
wait,
that's her TV.
Somebody.
Okay. Hi. For me, I would like for my son to know, as you said, to let my son know that his mom is getting involved, and she's listening, and she's learning, and she's trying to connect dots to the right people. And like Miss Green say, I want them all to know that we all gonna come together and try our best to help them, because I can see things changing for us for the good. Mm-hmm. I see things changing for us for the good. We just have to continue to fight for things. And we have to know exactly what we're fighting for and get to the right people. Because someone mentioned earlier that there were some scary people out there. Yes, when it comes to guys being re-entried or being let go from a felony or something like that, there are scared delegates or people that represents us that don't want to help because they're scared.
But I know we're running out of time, honey, but I hear what you're saying. But what's missing in the whole thing is that when you make yourself available to come up for parole, that's a heavy lift, guys. You work hard to get to that way. So it's so unfair to let policymakers dictate. You done worked hard. Forget the person that put you in there. You done worked hard to redeem yourself. You did everything you needed to do. You're eligible for parole. Then you get to the table. Who has a right to deny you when you have shown? It's a hard lift to even get to the table for be eligible for parole. So that can be broken up when we think about it. If you can make it up to parole, you done did some good stuff. Trust me. And that's what we got to let them know. No, you're not going back to what put him here. I want you to go from the point he got parole eligibility. That's a hard lift, guys. That ain't no, and they try to act like it's no big thing. That's a heavy lift when you eligible. You done did some good stuff to get to that point. And we got to take that to the policymakers. Look, what are you talking? And I've seen involvement over the years, guys. So I know it can happen. It can happen, but we just have to strategically start working smarter. You know, that's where I'm looking at it. But we got this.
And Miss Dana, did you want to say anything else?
No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay, Ms. Green. I just want to say I'm so glad that I hesitated on signing in. And I just want to say I'm glad to be a part of this conversation today. Because I'm
divine intervention.
Yes, I'm actually introvert, but I'm trying to break out of it.
Well, make sure that you continue to tune in because, like I said, we're about to do something, and it's going to happen this week. It's going to happen. So I just can't put it out there. There's too many people out here. You know, I always, with me, I work on stuff, and when I put it out, that's when you know it's happening. But we do have something that's going to be happening this coming Thursday that I'm really, really excited about. So it will come out like Thursday morning. Again, you can get my number from Miss Leah, and that way I can keep you up to date on the things that are going on. We will be, even when this is over, when the sessions are over in Annapolis, we're still going to be working on this. You know, we're still going to be doing shows, but I'm just trying to do a lot of shows right now to keep people motivated and to understand the importance of going down to Annapolis. So that's why I'm doing so many of the shows now. Okay. But on Thursday nights, we have Miss Gwen, who was incarcerated. We have I'm going to say Miss Leah, not Miss Leah, Miss Gail, who was incarcerated. We have Miss Etta, who was incarcerated. And we also have Miss Giselle, who was incarcerated. They're now doing a show every Thursday from 8 to 9 p.m. on this same station. And so those of you who have family members that are incarcerated or maybe they're returning citizens, make sure you tune into their show because they are a wealth of knowledge, all four of them. And it's a lot that you can learn from them because they were actually on the inside. Now they're fighting on the outside and they go down to Annapolis. Because their promise to those who are inside is that they would work for them once they came out. And so they have been. So make sure you tune in on Thursdays at 8 o'clock and listen to their show. It's a really powerful show. So Van, if there's anything that you could say to your husband right now, what would you say?
You're not gonna say a whole lot, but I want to let him know that he does know that I'm fighting for him. I'm trying to change the narratives around to let him know he's not alone and that I'm not alone. And that one day it's going to be the day. And and so I keep him uplifted with just making him feel comfortable with knowing I'm out here doing my due diligence for him. Not just him, but everybody that's in there, just like himself. I have a purpose, and I have a cause, and I have a reason. I share with him all the time. You know, we get on there, we say our scriptures. He educates me with some things I don't know, and we talk about God a lot, and we, you know, I keep this another great show right now.
Van, where is he?
This right here. Every night.
Van, where is he?
He's in Hagerstown now.
Okay.
It's a lot that,
which one?
You know,
which one is he into?
MCIH.
Okay, it's some soldiers up there. He told him to plug into them soldiers up there.
Oh, Miss Leah, when we see tomorrow, it's a lot I don't want. I'm not going to say on here, prayer.
Okay,
I'm not going to say.
Okay,
but I'll see you tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. But Doc, I want you please to connect with Laura Dixon. You have to connect with her. She have a powerful story. And so
phone number.
Yes.
I'm going to give her your number because she has my number, and I told her that after the show we were going to connect and talk to you.
Okay, great.
But I do. So I want to say this real quick. And so I know that the ending will be for Annapolis in April, but it won't be the ending for us. So what I'm asking Dr. J is I love to cook. So I want to get all of us together at the church. I love to cook. And I want to set a table up for the powerful women. You just don't know that menu that I got. That menu is just hungry right now. So we're going to set them tables up, and I want the men, even the men, to come down. I'm going to set a table for an excellent cause. And this platform right here is what I've been looking for. Amen. This right here, to all of us get together. You mentioned something about the community, the community meetings and the community. These communities that we live in nowadays, that the community meetings that we supposed to be having, they too busy worried about sending people to jail, and that's where they supposed to be at. But this is not where I'm thinking and where I'm going at. That's why I'm disliked with the people in my block. They call me the Hellraiser, but I'm a warden of all things. I got a whole lot of hair. I didn't have my hair red, keep from that gray showing. I want to show it yet. Let me get up in age first, and then I can get gray. That lets me know I done did my damn due diligence like you, because you're a queen of all queens, baby. You keep on fighting, because I'm right behind you. I don't have them heels yet, but I can walk in them Timberlands. We're going to be all right together.
Do the good fight. Do the good fight, man.
Everybody who's listening, especially the guys who have been on with us, Van wants to have a dinner for you all. And that's what she's talking about. And she actually mentioned it to me last week. So I'm going to be reaching out to those guys to see if they'll be able to come. She wants to do a dinner for the returning citizens. And I think
we support that. Van, we support that. You like to cook? You better whisper when you say that, girlfriend. They have you. That's wonderful.
No, that's how I look. That's how I pull them out. I guarantee you won't just come once.
Wow.
She can cook too. She can cook.
Okay. So put it out there, Van.
Yeah, we'll set up a date.
We support it. It's us now. This is us.
Right. So, Miss Leah, you have the connection. So we'll set up a date. I mean, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Yes. You coming tomorrow? So we'll set up.
You're making me get out of here tomorrow. But I look, I don't know.
We'll see. But if not, we'll talk on the phone and we'll set up a date.
My spirit is going to be there if I'm not there. But I don't want to lose y'all. We ain't losing them. Y'all can commit yourself now.
We're not going nowhere.
We going this. Yeah. And Dana, you too. We got some more mamas out there that need us, to talk to.
Dorothy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I thank everybody for coming on tonight. This has been great. It's been wonderful. Like I told Miss Leah, I'm going to have her on more because I want people to know what Maryland Cure is about.
You're not going to get rid of me, girlfriend. I'm telling you, this is wonderful, and it's you got me. I'm supportive. This is us. Now I'm coming at you as us. We all in this together,
Right.
and that's what we're gonna learn. I got something you can learn. You got something I can learn. We're gonna do this for us.
Yes, and we're gonna work on it. You know, I want to say to all of you ladies to continue to be strong, and I want to say thank you to you because you have no idea how many people you have spoken life into tonight just by being on here. Somebody sent me a text and said they have been waiting for something like this, you know. So you
From
have no
Texas,
idea.
we got the pure Texas down there. We're gonna do this. If we can just understand it's us now. Everything is us. We're gonna do this. And
Yes,
this is a movement. This is a movement, guys.
Right. And we want to make sure that, you know, as we continue to move forward, that I love something that Miss Leah says. She knows something that I don't know. I know something that she doesn't know.
That's it.
We
That's
all
how
come
we
together
roll.
and we share the information with each other and we keep moving. So, you know, I pray for all of you and your loved ones that are incarcerated. I pray for your strength. And the one thing I will say to all of you is even while you were doing all of this fighting, please make sure that you take care of yourself. Please make sure that you have some downtime just for you to kind of rest and, you know, do a woosah, kind of relax for a minute. Make sure you do something for you because you don't want to do all this fighting and burn yourself out and then your loved one comes out and you ain't available. So, you know, you want to make sure
we got it. The girls, we're gonna have a girls' day. So
that's it. That's it.
Van, I'm gonna talk. Do y'all have a directory so we can put our numbers in? I want to keep.
Well, you know what? I'll put all of your numbers in so you all will be able to talk to each other.
Okay, that'd be great.
And you know, just continue to be blessed, you know, and keep up the good work. Your family members are really blessed to have you behind them because a lot of guys that I talk to don't have anybody.
And that's who we have to look out for. You know.
So we want to continue to also keep in prayer the guys that were on last week who are just coming out and they have spent so much, I'm talking about 30, 40 years
Bobby.
in prison. They've spent so much time in prison and you know, they are just coming out to a brand new world. Keep them in prayer because you know, this world is moving very fast for them. And they have to, you know, like I told them last week, don't feel like you got to catch up right away. Take your time.
That's
so keep them in prayer as well. But yeah, hey, Tanya, but it's a lot going on, y'all. So tomorrow at 11, if you would like to go to Annapolis with us, meet us at Montgomery Mall, and you'll be able to, Miss Gwen said, you can get a ride. The ride, the van is limited spacing on the van, or you can drive down there. Or if you're in the Annapolis area or the vicinity, come on over. We're going to be in the house tomorrow. And not my house, but, you know, house. In Annapolis. We'll be down there. And so, you know, come on over, look for us. You know, it's really a great time just even coming down there to fellowship with everybody.
Okay.
Talk. So, you know, come on over if you can. Miss Player, I think she got cut off, so I'm not sure what happened, but I do want to say thank you to her. And Miss Green, Miss Leah, when you talk to her, tell her I said thank you.
I will, because we're gonna connect. We're gonna talk. Yes.
Yeah. Tell her I said thank you for coming on. Okay. And I think her grandchildren were listening as well. So you guys, thank you. Have a great night. Tomorrow we will have some more shows, and the shows start tomorrow night at 6:00. So make sure what that is. Oh, that's somebody's phone. I think. Yeah, that was somebody's phone. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 6 o'clock. But we're here every night. If you are a family member who has someone who is incarcerated, make sure you tune in on Thursday night, because that is going to be a big night, okay? At 7 o'clock and at 8 o'clock. It's going to be a big night on Thursday night. I can't put it all out there, but just make sure you tune in and get your loved one on the phone if you can for both of those shows. It would be good. So thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. We are going to get out of here so everybody can get back to their business. And for those of you who are coming to announcements, I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Blessings to everyone. And again, thank you. My name is Dr. LadyJ. This show is called What Up Baltimore, and we're on every Monday at 8 p.m. So good night, everybody. Take care. Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.